The Tampa Bay Lightning have had some players moving up the franchise record boards during this playoff run. Entering the Eastern Conference Final, Lightning players have already set some franchise numbers. Nikita Kucherov passed Vincent Lecavalier for second in points and goals. Victor Hedman passed Martin St. Louis for the top spot in assists. But there are some more that can be broken, perhaps even before this series is over. Career playoff points Kucherov is just 6 points off of Martin St. Louis's top spot of 68 points. Johnson is tied with Richardson, only 5 points behind Lecavalier for that third spot. Stamkos and Hedman can certainly pass Richards, and with a very productive series, could pace Lecavalier too. Killorn and Pallet would have a harder time surpassing Richards, but it is possible. They've also got a lot of current teammates ahead of them that will keep them from moving too far up the rankings. On the defensive side, Stralman is 1 point behind Garrison for third. Dan Boyle has a steady grip on second place with 22 points. Career playoff goals Martin St. Louis 33, Nikita Kucherov 28, Tyler Johnson 24, Vincent Lecavalier 24, Alex Killorn 19, Ondrej Palat 18, Steven Stamkos 18, Brad Richards 18. 5 goals separates Kucherov from the top of this category, chasing down Martin St. Louis. It's a tall order to get there in this series, but it could happen. Johnson just needs 1 goal to take over sole possession of third place from Lecavalier. Killorn, Pallet, and Stamkos have a shot at passing Lecavalier as well, but it would be tough. Pallet and Stamkos just need a goal each to bump Richards down a spot. On the blue line, Stralman just needs 1 goal to move into second place and break his tie with Dan Boyle, Pavel Kabina, and Jason Garrison. Sergachev and Girardi both sit a goal behind that group with 2 apiece. Career playoff assists Victor Hedman 37, Martin St. Louis 35, Brad Richards 29, Vincent Lecavalier 28, Steven Stamkos 27, Nikita Kucherov 26, Tyler Johnson 23, Alex Killorn 20, Dan Boyle 19, Ondrej Palat 19. Hedman already took over the leading spot earlier in the playoffs. Richards and Lecavalier are both within striking distance for Stamkos and Kucherov. Johnson and Killorn would have a harder time getting up over Lecavalier here. Pallet just needs 1 assist to get past Dan Boyle. Career playoff power play goals Martin St. Louis 10, Brad Richards 9, Vincent Lecavalier 8, Ondrej Palat 7, Steven Stamkos 7, Nikita Kucherov 7, Ruslan Fedotenko 5, Alex Killorn 4 for Palat, Stamkos, and Kucherov. The top 3 are all within striking distance. If the first unit gets running hot, then Stamkos or Kucherov could pick it up and get up there. Killorn is just 1 from tying Fedotenko, and already has 3 power play goals this playoffs. On the defense side, Hedman already shares the lead among defensemen with 3 goals, tied with Pavel Kabina. Sergachev has also picked up a goal with only Marc-Andre Bergeron's 2 goals between him and Kabina. Career playoffs power play points Martin St. Louis 24, Steven Stamkos 21, Brad Richards 19, Vincent Lecavalier 19, Nikita Kucherov 18, Dan Boyle 12, Victor Hedman 12, Ondrej Palat 11, Tyler Johnson 11, Dave Andreychuk 10, Alex Killorn 8. Like with the playoff goals, several marks are within reach for the Lightning's top power play unit. Stamkos is just 3 points behind St. Louis. Meanwhile, Kucherov would just need 2 power play points for get into the top 3 behind Stamkos. Hedman just needs 1 power play point to pass Dan Boyle for the defenseman lead in power play points. Sergachev needs 1 point to tie Jason Garrison for 6th. He would need another 9 points to tie Dan Boyle at 12 points for 2nd. He could reach Kabina's 7 points in 3rd place though with a hot second power play unit. Career playoff game-winning goals: Martin Street, Lewis 8, Brad Richards 7, Tyler Johnson 7, Nikita Kucherov 6, Vincent Lecavalier 5, Andre Palat 4, Alex Killorn 4, and we continue into another category where Street. Lewis is in the lead, but his lead is in danger. The max a player could get during the series is 4 though, so it seems unlikely Kucherov would get there, but it's possible. Meanwhile, Johnson would need just 1 to tie him. Career playoffs overtime goals: Martin Street, Lewis 3, Tyler Johnson 2, Vincent Lecavalier -2, Nikita Kucherov 2, other forwards 1, Jason Garrison 1, Dan Girardi 1. Raise your hand if you already knew that Dan Girardi is tied for the defenseman lead in overtime goals. Alright, now put down your hands, you liars. The Lightning have been fairly successful in playoff overtime goals in franchise history. None was bigger than St. Louis's second overtime goal in Game 6 of the 2004 Stanley Cup Finals. While it wasn't the last overtime playoff goal he scored in his career, it was his last one for the Lightning. Rookie career playoff records: I'll condense this section down since it's a little simpler than the others. The Lightning have 3 rookies regularly in their lineup that have a chance to set some new records: Yanni Gourde, Anthony Cirelli, and Mikhail Sergachev. Gourde has already tied Paul Ranger for the points lead with 6, is tied for 2nd in goals with 2, and tied for 2nd in assists with 4. He also has the rookie lead in power play goals, and is tied with Sergachev for the lead in power play points. Gourde also is tied for the lead with 1 game-winning goal. Sergachev has made a fair accounting so far with his 4 points. It puts him 2 points behind Paul Ranger for the defenseman lead. His 2 goals have tied him with Ranger in that department, and he sits 2 assists behind Ranger for the defenseman lead in assists. As a continuing theme, Sergachev is also tied with Ranger for the rookie power play goal lead. He sits 1 point behind Nikita Nesterov for the points lead. Cirelli has a way to go with just 2 points, 1 goal, and 1 assist. It looks like he'll be chasing Gourde and Sergachev in most categories for the rest of the playoffs. But he only needs 3 goals and 5 points to put him firmly in the top 3 for either of those categories.